guys, welcome to Meg's house, and right about now we all at home. This video is all about transitioning from working in your office or going to school to now being online because we have the coronavirus, the COVID-19 happening to us, and this is crazy times. So I'm making this video because it is different being at home versus like on the job or going to school. Like I remember when I was in nursing school, I used to think like, oh, I need to go to the coffee shop or I need to go on campus to study because at home it's just not happening. But now since we are forced to be at home, you kind of have your home environment, you have your family factors, and just a different new routine. And this video is to help you transition through that process. So the first tip that I have is to clean up your space. I know I need things to be organized, and so like even my office at work, everything, like by the end of my day I was organizing my desk, putting things in place, that way when I came in the next day it was clear. Now my house, it was a hit or miss because, you know, when you're trying to balance work and family, being a wife, a daughter, a sister, a this or that, it's like a lot of roles you're trying to play at one time. So sometimes, you know, the house might get a little out of whack. But considering home and work are now one, again, I think the best place to start is to clean up your space just so you can mentally get yourself in a better place ready to work. Tip number 2 is to set up a workspace. So find an area in your home. I would suggest it not be in the bedroom because you might be more prone to laying down and sleeping, but maybe like in a living room or if you have an office at home, then that's already set up for you. If not, maybe in the dining area or in the kitchen, just an area where you can say, oh, I'm gonna come here to work. And that way it will help you get into the routine. It'll get you up out of the bed, out of the room, out of your comfort zone, and out of a place that you associate with rest and relaxation. Tip number 3 is to create some sort of agenda, and I would suggest using a checklist system. So by having everything happen, I'm sure we all had plans on what we were going to be doing, and now that's all changed because, well, at least here in Louisiana it's changed because I know like our schools are out for like a month. Well, our public education is out for a month, and jobs are kind of out for weeks. Start number 1 by pulling out the calendar and reorganizing your new deadlines. I'm sure if you're taking classes, then the instructors have given new syllabus. If you are at work, maybe you have new deadlines and whatnot for projects, but go ahead and put those new deadlines in because that way you know what's the priority for now versus what you can kind of put off in this time. What can you still do online versus something that may now be off the table until hopefully we return back to work. Creating a weekly schedule will definitely be beneficial, and then that way again, like if you write down, okay, need to complete this discussion post or need to have this proposal done by this time, like that will help you in achieving the goals and then kind of give you that little hooray when you're able to cross it off your list. Another great tip is to get rid of distractions. So again, you're at home and it's already maybe a lot happening in some of the homes, okay? Some things you may not be able to change about your environment, like sometimes your family may not be so understanding to your job or that you're in school and whatnot, and sometimes other people's actions, that's out of our control, you know? So we need to control the things that are within our control, which means stuff like Instagram, maybe Facebook. At this time where everybody watching the news, it can be a little addicting to keep watching because you want to know what's happening. But a lot of times the news is just saying a lot of the same stuff over and over again for an hour or two. So I'm not saying don't watch the news, but I'm just saying you have time to go and do an assignment, and it may be kind of healthier so you're not in that mental overload state. You might want to go ahead and delete those apps for while you're working, or there's other apps like the Focus app that you can download on your phone, and it'll block out like notifications from various things and let you focus for different little time blocks. If you know you're going to be binge watching shows, do yourself a favor and just go ahead and delete them, or maybe put your phone in the bedroom. If you have something else that maybe if you need to use a timer, bring that timer or clock nearby, but just do away with the distractions so that you can be productive. So create a routine. Like I said, with the whole workspace, if you're kind of doing the same task, same time, same place, it's gonna get you more in line quicker. With this new routine that we're about to be in for, looks like a good little while, as new cases continue to appear, and which most likely will continue to appear as more people are going in to get tested and having those positive results. So this might be happening for a little minute to us. Okay, so you also want to make sure you're meal prepping. That will save you lots of time in the end. I know a lot of people have been going to the stores.
Yep, a lot of people have been buying stuff. Sam's is limiting people to buy groceries. That's good, because we need to buy some.
But we did go buy groceries.
I know, but we bought 3 cases of water. We was only supposed to buy 2.
Sit down. So anyway, y'all buy what you need, do what you can, okay?
But they put it on separate accounts.
Colby, excuse you. So make sure you go buy what you need at the store. We did go to Sam's and Walmart and places and try to get items. Some of it was sold out, like bread. Walmart was making fresh bread because they was out of, I guess, the pre-made bread. If you meal prep beforehand, it really makes it easier for those lunch times or breakfast, dinner to just pull out a container out of the fridge and not have to be figuring out, okay, what am I going to cook for breakfast? Okay, couple hours pass, what am I cooking for lunch? Couple hours pass, what am I doing for dinner? Like, you keep re-cooking and spending so much time in the kitchen when you can just dedicate some hours, make a couple of meals at a time. Like this weekend, we had broccoli rice, lemon pepper chicken, we did a chili.
And the papaya stuff.
Yeah, we did make a little papaya salad, but so just a few little options that's quick, easy stuff to be able to pull out the fridge. And keep in mind that this is a time that you probably do want to be eating healthy things. You want to be getting your vitamins and minerals. This is a good time to be eating those fruit and vegetables. You can cook and freeze half of it, eat half now, and freeze the rest for a later time, and then that way the meal is available to you. I am personally enjoying slow cooker meals. Nobody wants to sit in one spot, which you shouldn't sit in one spot for hours on end anyway, because stuff like a blood clot can develop. So you want to get up and move around. If you've been working, maybe at the beginning of each hour, start taking a little walk around your house, go outside, get some fresh air. Hopefully we can continue to do that, because Lord knows we got a lot happening. If you have kids at home, let them still have recess. Go outside. So another thing is, ask for help when you need it. This is different and challenging. Everyone is not used to like being so heavily online based. So make sure, if you don't understand something, you don't know where a document is, you don't know how to submit something, you're confused about how to go about doing something, email your boss or email a coworker. I know I had to do it today. I emailed someone that's also in the same position as me, like, hey, how are you gonna go about doing like your workshops and things of that nature, like, because I'm trying to get ideas and brainstorm just like the next person. But if you have questions, email your teacher and ask them, okay, how do I sign in so I can make sure that I'm getting credit? And that's a big thing too, is that you want to make sure you are trackable, like what you're doing is documented, because if you're still getting paid while you're at home, you best believe that these businesses want to know, what are you doing for me to pay you at home? And they want to make sure you're not sitting on your tail watching Netflix. So make sure there's some type of paper trail on the tasks that you have been doing. But again, I digress. I'm getting back to make sure you take breaks so that you can just like enjoy life and move around. That can be your way of getting exercise in, because again, that's going to also help us keep our immune system strong by getting around, moving, being healthy. Just do your half and gotta do the rest. So you want to treat online like you're actually at the job or actually in class. That means like still take it seriously, still show up, still have that same commitment and dedication to those areas. Don't, if you in a chat, a group chat and whatever for your class or for your job, don't be popping up there with no bonnet on your head or rollers in your hair. You know you wouldn't go to the job like that, so don't go on those online chat rooms looking crazy like that. I'm serious. Look, or if that's the thing, you got that stuff on, you need to gray out your screen or something. Have your initials or get your cute profile picture, put that up there. But you know, again, I'm joking, but you really want to try and be professional because it still is work or school, so you want to maintain that professionalism. So again, you want to continue to show up. Again, like I said, you want to be trackable. You want to have that documentation and paper trail that you were there. You need to participate in online discussions, okay? This is a time where, I mean, if everybody's being trapped to their houses, it's easy to feel very isolated. So a way to stay connected with others is by being in those discussions, you know, using the video chat or using the comment section or chat rooms, forums to talk with one another so that we don't feel so isolated from the world. And again, it keeps you engaged with what you're doing. Okay, so if you're like me where you're managing kids at home too, I would suggest you do some of the same things I mentioned for yourself, like setting up a space for them. I had my area, my son had his, she had hers. Hers was next to me, like we had to set up right on the floor, right by each other, so she could try and cruise or crawl around, and he was nearby and whatnot. It's just, you gotta do what you gotta do to get where you're trying to get. So set up a space for them. Also set up a schedule. Like he still had lunch and he had recess and whatnot, so set up a schedule. That's going to help them. Keep in mind, like with kids, when they have routines and schedules, that makes them feel safe and secure. So especially at a time when it's kind of a lot of chaos. And remember, adults, like sometimes when we have anxiety or stress, we may not say things, but our body language and just that anxiety that's within, those kids read that. Kids are like the best readers of body language because that's like their primary language as babies. That's just my thoughts. But anyway, you know, so they can read that. Stop it. They can read that anxiety that you may be feeling. So again, to ease that, have some structure and order at home. You don't know what tomorrow will bring, you know, so all you can do is kind of keep living life and do the best you can with what you have. You want to make sure you're obtaining whatever school assignments from school, whether it's a packet or if they're doing an online program for the children, sign into that. I know that they were doing like the lunch deliveries out here, or not delivery, but I think lunch pickup. But look into that. It should be online to see like what's going on. You can contact the child's school. The school should be in contact with you really to say, hey, this is what you need to do. But they should have some activities that they need to be completing at home. Also know that there's some online programs like Scholastic that have free programs for the kids right now. I know my son did his earlier today. We found it online. You just register. It's free and it gives the kids something to do. What you learned about one thing today?
Jordan Reeves.
And what about her?
She had a broken limb on her arm, half an arm, and she creates things that are 3D, and she's a motivational speaker.
Yes.
Kid motivational speaker.
Yeah, she is a kid motivational speaker. She's
13 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think she has an amputated arm and she somehow created a prosthetic limb. But anyway, that was all on Scholastic and it was free. So that is a non-sponsored plug, but I'm just trying to help other parents out there. There are options. What in the heck is happening? They don't have to just sit there on video games. If anything, that's the worst with them trying to be on these games all day long. So, and lastly, create a reward system. If you did all this work, at the end of the day, you now get extra time because you don't have to drive somewhere, you don't have to drive back, you don't necessarily have to get all the way dressed. If you want to, you can get dressed from the top up, you know, and keep the PJs on the bottom, but you get time back, you know, so that's more time to be able to maybe relax and do something that makes you happy. If it's read a book, listen to a podcast, go running, exercise, like do something to treat yourself at the end of the day because you completed your task, you finished your list, you have your agenda for the next day. Like, do something to treat yourself. Do something that's gonna make you happy, especially in this stressful time. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel.
Don't forget about notification game.
Thank you. Yes, please turn on your notifications so you can see when videos just like this drop. I had a subscriber message and say something about YouTube tripping and they didn't let her know that my video got posted. Thank you so much for looking out for me and even checking back in on my channel. Again, anyway, thank y'all so much for watching. See the description box below for special links and discount codes and links to my other videos. I got you covered. Until next time,
Peace out.
turn your lights on.
Go.